Terrifying Nanchang storm, 3 blown-off building, relocates Jiangxi's biggest corruption case. Li Qiang's power continues to dwindle, his successor revealed. CCP heavily promotes anti-American theory, AI-generated video sparks controversy. Chinese human rights website releases monthly report on 1,716 political and conscience prisoners in China. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Terrifying Nanchang storm, 3 blown-off building, relocates Jiangxi's biggest corruption case. According to mainland media reports, in the early morning of March 31st, the city of Nanchang in Jiangxi province was suddenly hit by severe weather, including heavy rainfall, strong lightning, thunderstorms, and powerful convective winds, which uprooted more than 1,600 trees. Shockingly, the fierce winds blew at least 3 residents out of their apartments from Weiming Qingshuiwen community, leading to their tragic deaths. Eyewitness accounts from property owners reveal that among the 3 deceased were a grandmother in her 60s and her 11-year-old grandson who live on the 20th floor, who were sleeping together in a room when they were violently thrown out of the building along with the window and mattress. A 60-year-old man living on the 11th floor also met the same tragic fate. By April 1st, the local Emergency Management Bureau confirmed the authenticity of the reports and had confirmed 4 lives and injured more than 10 people in Nanchang City. A surveillance video from Guangdong, taken during severe weather on March 29, showed a woman and her young daughter watching TV in their living room when a strong gust of wind suddenly blew out the balcony's floor-to-ceiling windows, sending them crashing to the floor. The woman quickly grabbed her daughter and fled to another room, leaving the living room in complete chaos. Another video surfaced online, capturing several men at a food stall trying to hold onto the frame of a canopy to prevent it from being blown away in Nanchang. However, in an instant, they were lifted into the air by the force of the wind. Fortunately, no serious injuries were reported. Notably, Panyu District in Guangzhou and Shun District in Foshan experienced hail on Saturday, March 30th. Some netizens even managed to capture the moment when lightning appeared to strike the Guangzhou Tower. According to reports, some people tragically lost their lives due to lightning strikes. Severe weather conditions in Nanchang, including strong winds and heavy rainfall, have caused significant damage to the city's infrastructure and residents' properties. The intense winds have led to the dislodging and falling of outdoor air conditioning units from high-rise apartments, as well as the toppling of street trees and the swaying of street lamps. The public has raised doubts about the quality of the windows in some buildings, suggesting that the dislodged windows were likely of poor quality and cheaply made. Similar incidents have occurred sporadically in recent years, with Nanchang experiencing multiple occurrences this year alone. Tragically, a comparable event in 2020 in Zhejiang resulted in the death of an elderly individual who fell from the 11th floor while attempting to close a window during a typhoon. The Weiming Qingshuiwen community, which is at the center of this incident, was constructed in 2015 by Nanchang Haojia Industrial Company, Limited, a subsidiary of the Weiming Group. The Weiming Group, founded in 1995 by Li Mengping, initially focused on the feed industry but later expanded into real estate and mining. The group developed the Weiming Qingshuiwen community as part of a large-scale project in the Xianghu area of Nanchang, which had transformed from a remote suburb to a highly sought-after location due to its proximity to transportation and natural amenities. However, in recent years, the community has been the subject of numerous complaints. A historic corruption case in Jiangxi. Li Mengping, the chairman of Weiming Group, has been involved in a historic corruption case in Jiangxi province. According to official records, Li was sentenced to 1 year and 6 months in prison for bribery and, after his release, was sentenced again to 10 years and 2 months in prison and fined 1 million yuan in June 2023. Between 2004 and 2019, Li Mengping reportedly gave substantial amounts of property to multiple state functionaries to gain improper benefits in securing engineering projects and obtaining bank loans. During this period, the Weiming Group acquired land, received approval for construction, and sold several real estate projects, including Dreaming Watertown, Weiming Qingshuiwen, and Weiming Oriental Courtyard. These projects have been identified as a significant source of the Li Mengping family's rapid wealth accumulation. Li Qiang's power continues to dwindle, his successor revealed. Following the CCP's 2 sessions, the premier's customary press conference was called off. Additionally, after the China Development Forum, CCP leader Xi Jinping took Li Qiang's place in meeting with business leaders. Furthermore, at the Hainan Boa Forum, Zhao Leji, the chairman of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, delivered the keynote address instead of Li Qiang, effectively taking the microphone away from him once again. This string of changes has sparked widespread speculation about Li Qiang's diminishing authority. On April 1, Radio Free Asia posted a message on Platform X, stating, amidst extensive discussions about Li Qiang's waning power as the premier of the State Council, The Economist published an analysis on March 27 examining the shifting fortunes of China's economic management team. The article pointed out that Li Qiang may retire in 2027 when he reaches the age of 68 and predicted that his successor could be Ding Xuexiang. Ding Xuexiang currently holds the 6th highest rank in the CCP Politburo Standing Committee and serves as the vice premier of the State Council. He is the sole member of the CCP Politburo Standing Committee born in the 1960s. In May 2007, at the age of 45, Ding Xuexiang was appointed as a member of the Standing Committee and Secretary-General of the CCP Shanghai Municipal Committee, earning a promotion to the sub-ministerial level and becoming the housekeeper for Xi Jinping and Yu Jiangxi during their tenures as Secretary of the Municipal Committee. In May 2013, Ding Xuexiang was transferred to the central government, where he was appointed as the Deputy Director of the General Office of the CCP Central Committee and the Director of the Office of the General Secretary of the CCP Central Committee, effectively becoming Xi Jinping's Chief Secretary and Chief of Staff. On October 23, 2022, at the age of 60, Ding Xuexiang ascended to the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of the CCP Central Committee at the first plenary session of the 20th CCP Central Committee, joining the highest echelon of leadership. Regarding the possibility of Ding Xuexiang replacing Li Qiang as premier in 2027, netizens are skeptical and have expressed their views. As long as Xi Jinping remains the supreme leader, it doesn't matter who takes over, they will merely be Xi Jinping's subordinate, so what difference will it make? It's just a superficial change, not a substantive one. CCP heavily promotes anti-American theory, AI-generated video sparks controversy. Artificial intelligence, or AI, emerged as the buzzword of the year in 2023, with the international community recognizing this technology as a revolutionary force in the new era. The Chinese Communist Party government has been actively developing AI technology in an effort to secure a leading position on the global stage. Recently, in an unprecedented move, the CCP's official media has harnessed the power of AI technology to spread anti-American sentiment. Starting from March 17, China Global Television Network (CGTN) began airing a new animated program called A Fractured America on its English channel's First Voice segment, utilizing artificial intelligence, AI, to create the content. The first episode of this animated series, titled American Workers in Tumult, claims that over 450,000 workers in the United States have engaged in protests and strikes, reflecting extreme wage inequality and asserting that strikes are a direct response to the structural flaws in the American finance-focused economy. The second and third episodes, titled Unmasking the Real Threat, America's Military-Industrial Complex and American Dream or American Mirage, take aim at American defense contractors for profiting from global conflicts and question the universality of the American dream, highlighting issues such as class and wealth disparity. Each episode in the series runs for approximately 1 minute and features AI-generated visuals and narration in a consistent style. According to David Rennie, the Beijing bureau chief of The Economist magazine, as cited by Voice of America, VOA, this is the first instance of China's official television station producing an anti-American AI animation. Rennie notes, interestingly, they are reporting on an American strike that never actually occurred. The animated series is currently being released at a rate of 1 episode per day across CGTN's website and various social media platforms, including X, Facebook, YouTube, and WeChat's public account platform. Lindsay Gorman, the head of the technology and geopolitics team at the German Marshall Foundation, highlights that a fractured America serves as yet another example of how easily artificial intelligence can be used to spread fear, while also raising concerns about its potential implications. Ali Funk, the director of technology research at the Washington-based human rights organization Freedom House, stated that dictatorial regimes like the CCP employ the dissemination of false information as a core strategy to maintain their grip on society. The rise of generative AI has made it easier for entities with economic or political motivations to mass-produce deceptive content. In 2023, Microsoft's Threat Analysis Center reported that CCP-backed individuals had been using AI to create high-quality visual content since March, successfully engaging millions of social media users across 40 languages. These external propaganda messages, similar to those in CGTN videos, portray China as a rising power winning the race for economic and technological dominance while depicting the United States as a nation in decline and isolation. The CCP's investment in AI extends to its state media, which has been promoting the technology for years. Xinhua News Agency launched the first AI anchor in 2018, established an intelligent editing department in 2019, and claimed to have created the first 3D AI synthesized anchor in 2020. During the 2022 two sessions, China Central Television introduced an AI anchor and a dedicated AI program to cover the event. China's virtual human industry is also experiencing significant growth, with the core market size reaching 12.08 billion yuan, about $1.7 billion in 2022 and expected to surpass 48 billion yuan, about $6.6 billion by 2025. In February 2024, a local TV station in Hangzhou pioneered by using AI digital humans to host an entire news broadcast. The CCP's heavy investment in AI companies serves its ruling interests, as highlighted by Freedom House's 2023 report. The Cyberspace Administration of China can now strictly censor the country's online environment using algorithms, synthetic media, and AI. Consequently, China has ranked last in internet freedom globally for 9 consecutive years. Chinese human rights website releases monthly report on 1,716 political and conscience prisoners in China. Weiquanwang, a Chinese human rights website, asserts that a country's treatment of political prisoners and prisoners of conscience is a crucial indicator of its human rights situation. The organization recently released its 102nd monthly report, which compiles data on 1,716 individuals from various ethnic backgrounds, including Han, Tibetan, Uyghur, Kazakh, Hui, Mongolian, Korean, and Manchu, who are currently detained or imprisoned in mainland China. The report, part of an ongoing series spanning more than 8 years, aims to expose and condemn the CCP's use of torture, prolonged detention, delayed trials, and physical abuse against these prisoners. Weiquanwang stresses that enduring such mistreatment is a harsh reality for those held in CCP prisons. By regularly publishing these reports, Weiquanwang seeks to provide a clear picture of the dire human rights situation in mainland China and raise international awareness about the plight of political prisoners and prisoners of conscience. The organization hopes that by shedding light on these tragic circumstances, it will encourage continuous attention and appeals from the global community until these individuals are freed. The latest report highlights several recent cases, including that of Su Qin, a former Secretary General of the China Human Rights Watch organization, who was sentenced to 4 years in prison for inciting subversion of state power. Another case involves Wu Kongda, a former teacher sentenced to 3 years and 6 months for sharing information about the forced relocation of human rights lawyers and other prisoners of conscience. The report also mentions the arrest and sentencing of Quan Shixin, a rights activist in Beijing, to 2 years and 6 months in prison. The report also released details about the ongoing persecution of Falun Gong practitioners in mainland China, highlighting the case of Su Na, a Beijing-based practitioner who has been repeatedly arrested and imprisoned for her beliefs. Su Na first gained attention 32 years ago as a student at the Beijing Broadcasting Institute, when she participated in the Tiananmen Square protests holding a banner advocating for freedom of the press and speech. In the years since, she has faced multiple arrests and imprisonments for her practice of Falun Gong. In 2008, Su Na and her husband, Yu Zhou, were arrested after a concert, and Yu Zhou mysteriously died in custody 11 days later. The authorities claimed he died of a hunger strike or diabetes, but the true cause remains unknown. Su Na was subsequently sentenced to 3 years in prison. In July 2020, Su Na was arrested for the third time, along with 12 other Falun Gong practitioners, for allegedly releasing photos of the domestic epidemic situation and their identity as practitioners. In January 2022, she was sentenced to 8 years in prison, deprived of political rights for 1 year, and fined 20,000 yuan, about $3,140, based on the exchange rate at that time. As of September 2023, she was transferred to the Beijing Women's Prison, but her current whereabouts are unknown. Su Na's case has been featured in reports by Amnesty International, the U.S. Congressional Executive Commission on China, and the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. The Weiquanwang's report also mentions the plight of the critically ill wife of imprisoned human rights lawyer Zhou Shifeng, who is unable to access his pension and medical insurance due to his incarceration. These cases underscore the severe ongoing human rights abuses and religious persecution faced by Falun Gong practitioners and other activists in China, as documented by Weiquanwang and other international organizations. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.